Howdy guys, you're listening to Heavy Magazine and my name is CJ and today I am joined by Cherv and Lexi of Sin Soto. How are you going, guys?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm
Very
good.
well.
I'm good. Glad to have you guys here. I'm excited to get into a bit of depth with some Sin Soto stuff, but why don't I let you guys just introduce yourselves, what you play in the band, and obviously we know it's Sin Soto, but it never hurts to give another plug.
Yeah. Well, my name's Cherv, and I mainly play. I play the guitar in the band, but it comes out sounding like a couple of instruments, and yeah, we do a lot of sort of production beats and back end sort of stuff as well.
Nice.
And I'm Lexi. I do vocals, keyboards, yeah,
Everything else.
everything else. And then we've got Ronnie, the third member of our band, who's the drummer. So
Drummer and everything else on top of everything else.
Yeah.
Nice. So, obviously, a big thing for you guys is you've been quite quiet since you had your release of MADA, which was, in my opinion, probably one of the most amazing albums to come out in the past couple of years. But it was also insane what you guys actually put out. So you put out a double disc album with 10 songs on each album. And on top of that, too, you guys put 20 videos together. So I've either got to say you guys have got to be creatively crazy to try to attempt to do something like this, but also you guys have got to be feeling so happy with yourselves to be able to accomplish it. So I'd love to kind of dive in a little bit with it. How did the album come about?
Well, we initially had a collection of about 10 songs that we were sort of working through, and then COVID happened and we decided to sort of keep going, and we added another 10 songs, and then halfway through we thought, what the hell have we what the hell have we done, like what have we bitten off, and it was too late to sort of go back. So it was a productive lockdown anyway.
Yeah, because that did all happen when lockdown kind of came in, didn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of when it blew out, I guess, from the 10 songs to the 20 songs. And then, when you're sort of considering yourself as an independent band in that situation, like 20-song album as an endeavor where you'd have to, pay external people to help you with that, it starts to become a bit less doable. So we took on board a heap of that work ourselves. And some of that involved just learning how to do it from scratch, and then some of it was just sort of honing in on stuff from, changing a bit more from like a hobby kind of angle to something a bit more professional. So, it was a learning curve, and it was a lot of hard work.
Never again, man. Like seriously, holy shit.
Yeah.
Never again. And I think I don't think
get singles from now until
forever. Singles for life. Yeah, like it was a lot of work, and I think we definitely bit off more than we could chew at the time, but we sort of just worked our way through it, and and then we decided to sort of video edit so that we had visuals, because things are always a bit nicer when you get to add some visual element to it. So we both had a bit of experience in basic video editing, so we just sort of jumped in with that as well. But yeah. When we got to the end of it, it was sort of like, bugger promo, let's just put it up and have a break. That's how it was. So it was good to wrap it up and not leave any old material behind too. You sort of want to honor where we had so many old things, and we just sort of wanted to honor it all before we moved on to new things. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I think
it
sounds like definitely it was one of those, once you guys got it done, there was a bit of okay, let's just take a step down for a second. We have done something that not many bands ever in the history of music have really tried to accomplish doing. So I think it sounded like it was an amazing feat to do that. And managing it as a three-piece too, I'm curiously musically, how did the music, because it's such a huge sound that you guys have, and there's so many different instruments and styles that are on there, musically as a three-piece. How did you guys decide to approach that?
Yeah, like I guess Ronnie and Lex are like they can play keys, and I'm just more of like a two-finger hack when it comes to keyboards. So like I was,
chopsticks for days.
Yeah, so I was more on like the the production and some of the beats and the sounds, and then obviously guitar and bass, and then between the three of us we really passed the hat around a lot, I guess, and being able to do it in the multi-track recording thing, like everyone, we all have our role that we do live, but when it comes to recording, it's completely open. So Ron could play keys or guitar or bass or anything on any track, even though he's the most the
most talented in the band. He's hiding behind the drums, but literally you give him any instrument and he just goes for it, and you're like, holy shit.
He has a great repertoire of Metallica riffs.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I think I can definitely hear and just a very definitive sound from you guys where you know where it is. When you were writing this stuff too, I was very curious. Were you writing it for the sake of the song, and were you thinking about it potentially down the line for a live show perspective, or was that not even on your minds while you guys were trying to conquer this monster mammoth task that you guys put in front of yourselves?
There was some consideration for the live element at the time, but some songs weren't, and it's we were doing our own pre-production, so there were a couple of songs. You get this gut feeling when you're mixing and stuff that something's a bit off or not 100% for you, and there were at least twice on the album I was sort of in that final stage of things, and I'm listening and I'm like, I hate it, I hate it. And back to the drawing board. And you would literally, when you get that moment, it was frustrating, but when you honor it, something like the song Villain was totally, totally different until the very last moment when the lyrics changed, the whole feel of the song, like it really just upended itself. And I think music does dictate kind of what it wants to be, and we just sort of jump on that process and experiment. It's like throwing shit at a wall, and when it feels good to you, it's good, it's right, and you're not really thinking too externally about outside of yourself. You're just enjoying the process of creating, I suppose. So yeah.
I think the songs, it's different every time. It depends on the song. Like sometimes they'll come together real quick, and then other times we'll tear our hair out and try and shoehorn something into the finish line.
Yeah, I used to have dreadlocks, and I'm now no hair at all now.
Oh wow, that's awesome. It's kind of a really cool insight to that, because if anyone hasn't, I highly recommend going checking it out, because it is a very fantastically put together album. And for anyone that's ever written music or decided to make an album or an EP or even a single for that matter, to look back and look at that picture point and where you guys are as a muso, to look at it externally, I think no one could ever sit there and go, oh no, that must have been easy.
Yeah.
So. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
it was a lot of effort.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
learning, crash coursing your way through it. The best way to learn is by doing. And we listen back, and you can sort of work out what was strong, and you already start to think what you would do differently. But that's part of the process, isn't it? You sort of evaluate. Musos are always critiquing and self-reflecting on what you do better next time. So yeah, all the journey. Hey,
absolutely. Well, speaking of the journey, since it has dropped, you guys have been pretty quiet with everything until a couple of months ago. You guys were approached to do Kaiju Fest, which is going to be your first show in a long time. So I'm so excited to have you guys on that bill. So let's talk about a little bit about the process leading up to that, in a sense of how did it come about, and what made you guys want to say yes to this show?
I think it was the well, it was the offer was awesome, but we've played with a couple of the bands on the lineup before, and I don't know, I think it was just the right time. You know, we'd had a bit of a break, and sort of trying to work out in 2022 what does a band look like, how does a band progress in the environment that we're currently in. So it was just great offer, and really respect and admire the acts, and got excited for it. So we just really want to have some fun with this, and tear it up a bit, and let it be the gate opener for whatever comes next. So looking forward to it. Totally.
Oh, absolutely. So, speak of the devil. So, it's been a long time since we've obviously seen you guys with a show. So, curiously, what can the fans actually expect from this performance back at Kaiju Fest?
Total fucking chaos, probably. Mental
answer.
breakdown, a bit of screaming, probably some rigid dancing. I'd say beatdowns, riffs, devils, crabs. It's random. We just sort of opened up, and we decided we were just going to when we got asked to get on the show, we just decided to get some new material together for the show specific sort of stuff. So you won't hear anything old from us, not that there's too much old, but we've just written music for the show, music we want to jump around to. So
That's awesome. And curiously, for each of you guys, I know you just said before there were a couple of bands that you guys have played with in the past as well, but on this bill, are there any bands on there at the moment that you guys are super excited to see?
I'm super keen to see Strange Fiction.
Yeah,
those guys are fucking awesome. Like they really throw down some serious riffs with conviction. So I'm keen to see if they look on stage how they sound on record, because if they do, it'll be huge.
Yeah.
And for me, it's definitely Nuclear Vision and Chaosis. And I am so glad that we're not going on stage post Chaosis, because we've done that once in the past at Crowbar, as you remember, and it's never been a more difficult moment to step on stage after a Chaosis show. We literally stood in the back room. We're like, okay, guys, we can do this. You know, like fuck, like how do you follow that? You can't. And so we're really happy to sort of add some vibes to the pre-Chaosis show, and then get to stand there and watch it from the front, because it's really something else, and it's exciting, because when you get a band with that sort of level production and great songs and stuff, and you watch how the crowd interacts with it, you really makes you want to try your best, and that's always good when something's lighting a fire in your belly. So really keen for it. Hey, it's going to be a banger of a show, banger.
Yeah, it's a great line. I'm really excited to actually see quite a few. I should say all of the acts, because a lot of them I've seen before, and some of them I have watched in the past, not playing the same show, and then some of them I've never even had the opportunity to see live. So I'm incredibly excited to see how all of these bands, because I know a lot of them are bringing out new material. It's new lineups for some of them.
There's been a lot of evolution, I think, within bands too, like lineup changes, and just, I don't know, a little bit of time to reflect on your sound, and maybe work on singles and your music a little bit more intensively, because you've got that time over the last couple of years. So it's an exciting time for a lot of musos, I think, and I'm real keen for the show. Hey.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's coming back out of hibernation.
Yeah, it is like hibernation.
Yeah,
we're all going to merge like freaky little butterflies, sounding different and weird.
Oh, the cocoons have finally been broken. I'm so excited for it. So yeah, I've also basically, I'll just do a quick plug for it now. So it's November 12th at the Mansfield Tavern. If you guys want tickets, check it out on Facebook. Ask any of the bands. Ask the amazing people from Sin Soto. It's already starting to look pretty good. There's quite a few tickets sold, so jump on it when you have the chance. And yeah, really, I just want to say thank you for your time today, guys. I've got one question that I always end my interviews on, and it's a really interesting one because there's always a different answer and a different reason for why people pick it. But my question goes to each of you too. If there's a show you could go back and relive playing for whatever reason, what show would it be and why?
Oh shit. Okay. For me, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Would be supporting Non-Point and Head PE for their Australian tour at the zoo just before the lockdown and stuff. They were bands that I had listened to when I was young and full of life, and it was a real honour to sort of get on stage and open for them, and just there's a bit of excitement for a band when you get an international support. It really it feels like you've sort of worked your way to that point. So it was just, it was awesome. So I'll always remember that one.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a banger, that one. But I'd say one that I enjoyed was the Dead of Winter Festival at the Jubilee Hotel.
Oh yeah, 2018.
In that we played sort of early afternoon. And it was kind of like, it's a pretty heavy festival, but we dressed up a bit, and I didn't know what to expect during the day. And I had some other friends that were on the bill playing from interstate, and they were there, and it was just really good vibes, and the crowd was cool and was really accepting of us. And
we looked like the Wiggles, like a Beastie Boys remix of the Wiggles. I don't know. We were playing at 3:00, so there was no pressure, and I think when we kicked off playing, the crowd was much bigger than we'd anticipated. So that made it fun because we hadn't worked, we hadn't thought that we'd be playing more than 10 people. So,
That's
the
right.
Wiggles outfits were comfy.
So you guys were basically like intergalactic fruit salad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
they were
awesome.
kind of like Jane Fonda workout 80s sort of jumpsuits.
Oh.
Like they were terrible colors with like maroon stripes and like that weird off blue color. Like just awful, but it was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, good answers. All right, well, look, I'm going to wrap that one up there. Is there anything else you guys would like to quickly add before we wrap this one up?
No, buy your tickets to Mansfield, November 12th. We're giving out free band-made screen printed shirts for any tickets. So I don't know if that's an incentive or not to buy tickets, but I'll give you a free shirt if you have a ticket.
Free shirts.
Free shirts. Love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm so excited to see you guys with your comeback, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you guys, and I really look forward to seeing what's coming next. Again, thank you so much for your time, guys. You've been listening to Heavy Mag. Go check out Sin Soto. Have a listen to their double disc debut release called MADA. Fantastic album. Come check them out at Kaiju Fest. Tickets are going cheap and tickets are going fast for that. And free shirts. So, what more do you want? Anyway, guys, big thank you. And I will sign this one off. So you guys have been listening to Heavy Mag, and have a great day. See you guys.
Thanks, CJ.
Cheers, man.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.